We're live. Oh, I should check. Oh, I'm way too hot right now. Way too hot. Guys, what's going on? It's your boy Regan. I'm all by myself right now. We've got a special guest. I'm just trying to pull up everything since I am flying solo. We'll go here. I actually need got it. Probably. My cat's getting up on me. My camera, everything's not running the way I want it to do, obviously. I got to log out of this and then log into my, because I logged in. Son of a biscuit. Where is it? There it is. That's it. That's it. That's the one. Come on. Oh, I got to go to the Gmail. There. And I only need to add a flight date. Okay, guys. We got a freaking show for you guys. No, it didn't break, Leathernator. I'm just getting things started. Gotta get here. Yeah. We're got some crazy stuff going, dude. We changed it up a little bit today, which is fine. Got a lot of stuff to talk about. Stuff happened. Got some good questions coming in from my main guy. I'm gonna import some media real quick. I don't know if I'm gonna do that though. That's the thing. I don't know. Is there a way I can edit this? Jeez, that's so loud. So freaking loud. Can you tell me if how am I coming in hot? Am I coming in hot right now? Or is this pretty good? Because I just want to make sure my mic isn't. Okay, good. If I'm coming in hot, let me know, because that's the thing I need. I gotta edit my thing. Oh man, there was so much I wanted to do and I didn't. I really wanted to get an intro going, but that didn't happen. That didn't work the way I wanted it to go, which is fine. But that means I have to kind of yeah. I do. I thought I had more time than I thought. My clock is way off. So right now, I think my clock says it's 7, but it's actually 8. Yeah. It's been a day. I'll tell you what. I had to go do some fun taxes. My cat. Oh golly, no. freaking. Oh gosh. Hello, my baby. Hello, frick. Just stay where you are. Okay. I got my phone with questions. We're gonna get my. I should let him know you'll be coming in live. We'll leave it like that. I don't know. We'll keep it. We're gonna keep our guest on his toes. I should tell him that. It's whatever. It's whatever, dude. Okay. So went and saw Shazam this weekend. We're gonna be talking about that. Oh, I need to update all of this. The stream info. We're in episode 12. And Shazam. And do that. Go live stream here. Edit this. Go episode 12. Shazam and wow. You know, Last of Us, I never heard this acronym before, but allow, Louie. But I'm also trying to. My light is dead. But we're going to have to go with the old. Sure, it doesn't make it. That makes it look better, actually. To be honest, it makes me feel like I don't need like a main light. So that's nice. And now we are. I think I'm just, to be honest, I don't know, maybe Leathernatор. With Shazam, I'm trying to think if I should come in with pre-made questions. Kind of, I guess I should already have like, what are the questions I really want to ask? I mean, there wasn't like a whole lot of like, I don't know. That's, you know what? We'll be fine. We'll be fine. We'll be fine. We're gonna do some. We'll come in with some pre-made stuff, but just the characters, like in the movie. About the characters in the movie. Oh, shoot. Why? Do I? What the heck? Should I switch mics? To this guy? Yeah, there's a freaking thing, dude. Yeah. Oh, gosh. Okay. That, I think, does it, right? I had to do the little something. But, okay. Oh, you know what? Regan's computer stopped. What should I do? Just leave me alone. That's what you should do. How's that? How am I sounding? Yeah, right. That guy doesn't freaking go through anything, man. I think I just freaking lives just like, oh, I got my burrito. I gotta eat. Cat, it's right over here. And we're gonna have a good time. That's for sure. We're gonna have a good time. We're gonna get the pre-show. This is the pre-show technically, but whoa! The stream today and the show is going to be an interesting one. Really interesting. Because one, I'm flying solo right now. And two, we're having a special guest tonight. I'm super excited to have him. And I think he's an incredible, talented man. That will have a lot to say. I think he's way more smart in, what do you call it, nerd news. He's up here. He's way beyond my nerdness, I guess you could say. Oh, yeah. That's good. That's the good stuff. That's real good. And Matthew's in the chat. But I can't be on the show. I'm over 4,000 miles away. But you guys don't have Chipotle in Hawaii. Guys are probably just sitting back, relaxing. Let me, while I got you here, I'm going to run your thing. You tell me how it comes in, okay? But I need to know. Okay, you are listening. Okay, here we go. This is the problem I thought I was going to have. So this is what I'm thinking also of doing, of just sharing my screen and playing your video. This is supposed to be playing right now, but it's not. So this is what I might do. I'll put this over here. I can't hear it though. Why can't I hear it? Okay, it's not. What's my? Oh, that's why. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to have it open here. And then I'm going to share my screen. Go screen there. And we'll go. But I also need to make sure that when I share it, I got to share my system audio. So we go here, share, and here we go.
What's going on, boys? It's Matt from the Goof and Goober show. Max, I appreciate you joining as I am in Hawaii.
That'll work. That'll work. Yeah, better freaking sound good for the money we freaking pay for this thing, man. Doesn't get better than that, baby. Oh gosh. I got so many questions for our boy, our main guy. And it's gonna be great. Oh my gosh. Alrighty. It's big time. Friggin' this is big time, yo. Got some freaking questions for him, man. Oh, should we have him do something weird? Obviously, we'll put him through the ringer dinger. That's a good one. That's a good one. But I'm not sure if he's going to be able to be on his phone. You know what I mean? I think we do the speech one. The one we did last week. Yeah, but then they were just wasting time. Yeah, I'm just doing the speech. What was that? Speech topics. That's the real question. Why elephant riding is unethical. I like that. That's right. We should. We would. I mean, we've already gone through like 3 different challenges. But that would be great if we did have that. Yeah, dude. When you're enjoying life, enjoying time, when you're here in the homeland of the US of A, oh yeah. Oh, I got some questions now. My questions. Homeland Security, baby. Okay. 4 minutes. Dude. We're freaking popping off right now, dude. Out of all 3 streams right now, 1 view. 1 viewer. Yeah. We're big time. Big time. Let me see if this is on. That turns on. We'll just use it for now. It's almost out of batteries though. So I got to be careful about that. This is how it usually would work with my light that I have, but my light ran out of batteries and I didn't charge it. Well, I did charge it. That's why my neon light wasn't on right away. And got that. I'm going to have that for my stat to kind of introduce. I'm going to see that. I think we're good, dude. I think we're freaking good. You better be on, man. You freaking better be on. If he's not on, man. Living the friggin' dream. He's friggin' late. He's friggin' late. He's not showing up, dude. He's not coming. Well, guys, I want to apologize. Oh, gosh. Max is not coming. Oh! Oh, gosh.
Are we good? Are we here?
We're here. Dude, I thought you weren't going to show up, dude. I saw
I
6.
was here.
I saw 6:30, and I said, "No way, Max forgot he's not here."
No, not at all. I was getting my audio stuff all situated because you know
you're big. You're a big. I know. You're a big audio guy, Max.
No, no. I should be, but I'm not.
Well,
I should be, but I'm not. Do I sound okay on your end?
Yeah, you sound great. You sound way better than any of us. That's for sure.
You're such a clown.
Max, I gotta burp it. Oh gosh. I mean, out of the Infinity Bros, you have the best setup with the mic. You have the most crisp microphone, and some of the people is it Zane? I think it's Zane who is in the middle, like in his basement, and it looks like he's just using his webcam microphone. I think.
Yeah, I think my favorite part of hearing. So, if you've never heard of our show before, the Infinity Bros podcast, my favorite part of listening to my friend Zane is you literally cannot tell if he's just a bachelor or if he lives in his mom's basement. Like, you literally can't tell, and I love that. And I think there's a beauty and uniqueness to that he brings to the table.
Mm-hmm.
And he's the everyman neckbeard, and he's the nasal, the mouth breather, and I love that. I love that about Zane. But on the flip side, like, Zane's way smarter than I'll ever be about honestly pretty much everything.
Oh yeah, he seems like the expert about pretty much everything.
Yeah, he's a master of everything, yet a master of none at the same time. It's pretty remarkable.
What does he do for work? Do you know?
He just, he's working at Amazon,
Oh, he works at Amazon?
Yeah, he's been working he's been working at Amazon so long that this guy got free, not free, I guess. He got stock options early on.
Really?
He got him before the stocks became this massive thing. So essentially he got a massive bonus one year because the Amazon stocks shot through the roof. I don't know if he cashed in on them.
Just
Zane makes significantly better coin there than people give him credit for.
I bet.
Yeah.
Man, that's crazy. Welcome to the podcast. We haven't started technically 100% yet. I mean, we're live right now.
We're on Twitch, right?
We are on Twitch, we're on YouTube, and we're on the old FB.
I hear a little vibrating in my background, so I'm just making sure. Is it me or is it you? I'm hoping it's not me.
Did it cut there for a little bit?
Yeah, it's you.
Yeah, my microphone's a trash. Even though
I'm just glad it's not me. That's all that matters. If it's you, I don't have to feel bad.
Thanks, man.
That's all I care about.
Yeah, well, this is the problem with starting a podcast right off the freaking get-go. You're just trying to figure out everything, like your microphones. You're trying to figure out what's the best, I don't know that, and that's. I think for Matt and I, we're just trying to maneuver through that. And Matthew's his problem is he doesn't have an arm, so he loves using his hands. An arm to hold his microphone in the air, and so every time he'll bang on his desk, and you can just hear him banging. And
he's just doing that bit. He's doing that bit.
That, and he's got the old Yetis, and
I love that.
And I know
I love that you call him Matthew. I've always been every time I see the two of you together, or you and I run into each other a lot, it feels like these days in our community.
Right.
And whenever I hear you reference Matthew, I can just hear and see in my mind's eye him just eye rolling that. On one hand, there's an intimacy there that you could say that. Yet when he hears this, I think he wants to punch you in the face. Why is he telling people that he calls me that? I love it.
The thing is with Matthew and I love getting Matthew all wild up. Just go.
Oh yeah.
Just get him all pissed off, and just for Matthew and I, it's a hard relationship because we joke around so much that we don't necessarily know if we're joking sometimes, that we don't, wait, are you being serious right now or are you joking? So sometimes there's wait, we got to kind of take a step back is this real or living in a dream? You know what I mean? But we're gonna probably get started here. I'm gonna get our intro going. Have you ever listened? Let me be honest.
No, I have not listened to your intro. Hold on, I'm gonna close this other door. On my screen, it's only like half, and I just went to Twitch just to see how I look, and now I'm like, oh, I can see my cat walking around in the background.
Oh, my cat's like literally.
Like, you've got to excuse me here. I'm used to like, okay, I don't have to like have that kind of setup here. My setup is a little more.
Well, you got a good setup. You got the neon lights.
Fine. Setup's fine. I'm a 32-year-old with LED lights. I mean, I'm living the dream as far as people are concerned.
I mean, yeah, my wife got me some LED lights that I have no idea where I'm going to put them, but I got my neon on air thingy, dude, and
I like that Leathers said that I'm used to an organized operation. Like, that is not even nearly where we're at.
It's
not even close to what's going on at the end.
Matthew thinks, like, I mean, I commend you guys at Infinity Bros for, like, your work and the knowledge you guys have. I don't think I'm there 100%, but he thinks you guys are the greatest podcast to mankind. And I mean, it starts with one. It starts with one. That's all it takes. That's true.
And you just build. You just brick by brick, right? And that's how we're doing it.
We're building an empire, dude.
Yeah, that's all we're doing.
Building an empire. That's all I'm all about. But okay, here, I'm going to start this intro.
Yeah, you go. I'm sorry.
And then I'll introduce you and all that stuff. So
I'm following you. This is your moment. Okay.
This is it, dude. I've been nervous about this, dude. So
why
much.
would you be nervous? This is like
I can't screw this up, Max.
Don't screw this up.
Dude. All right, here we go.
Welcome to the Goof and Goober Show. You decide who's the goof and who's the goober. Join Matthew and Regan as they talk all things from their own personal life questions to reviews on movies and TV shows. Now, your hosts, Regan and Matthew.
What's going on, GG Nation? It is your guy. It's the Goof and Goober Show. You're here, but you might notice something a little bit different. It's just me, but I'm your host today. I'm all over the place. I'm really excited for our special guest. I found out last week. My cat's in the way. Sorry. Oh gosh. Matthew was going to be gone. He's in Hawaii, and I had to ask this guy. I saw him a couple weeks ago, and I'm so excited to have. Well, first off, let me get you your intro here.
I didn't know you had an intro for me.
I do.
I'm actually very intrigued at what the intro for me is.
Oh gosh, I should tell you as well that our first ever.
I love that you're just doing it.
So our first ever guest that we had on our show, we were obsessed with AI at the time, and so we asked AI to write an introduction for and we thought it was hilarious.
That's
Right. It was like AI is taking over the world. I don't have to do that much. I just don't have to write.
No, and nor should you. Yeah.
All right. Okay. Here's the intro. My bad, guys. The intro. So my special guest works at Young Life. He's a nonprofit ministry at Minnesota. He's passionate about serving missions and building teams to achieve them. He loves serving people and building deeper.
You are reading my LinkedIn profile. You little scallywag. Oh my God.
I wrote this myself. Get out of here. He loves serving people, building deeper connections with them. He loves coaching adolescents on and off the football field to grow a deeper individual relationship with them. He thrives on teams and desire to be a part of a vision mission that is bigger than himself. I would read more of what I wrote specifically about you, Max. But none other than Max Moser, the man, the legend, the mask, the backbone, I guess you could say, of the Infinity Bros podcast. Max, I almost called you Matthew. Max, thank you so much, actually, for being here. I'm really excited that you just said yes and that you wanted to come on, and I really appreciate it.
I love that you call it GG Nation. Like for me, if we're calling it GG Nation, I think GG Nation's got its own little corner in the Infinity Bros universe somewhere. Like you guys are, you're kind of like the Guardians of the Galaxy. You're out there. We know you're out there.
Yeah.
There will come a day where we will unite together.
That's what I've always wanted.
But you can't do it a lot because if you do it, ruins GG Nation. It ruins that brand.
It ruins the whole brand. That's true.
Does. And I think there's a similar vibe there. No, I'm thrilled to be here. I've always said that I will support friends of the show, regardless of like if I've got the time, I'll be there. And I think that's how I feel about this podcast in particular. So yeah, thrilled to be here. I was expecting coming into this too that there would be the Freudian slip of Matthew as well. Like I was like, he's totally gonna say Matt or Matthew. It's Max, right? Like
yeah,
that's so easy for you to make that mistake tonight.
Yeah, I am watching my brother's dogs right now, and my dog is named Rousey, and my brother decided to name his dog Roxy. So I'm kind of like, screw you, man. Like, stole my freaking name.
Dvorak's the same, too. Like, when I saw you guys the other day, like, he looks just like you, too. What's going on here?
Dude, I should show you. Oh, I don't have it. My brother made a shirt of all of us in a kind of like not the Family Matters, the where they're all lined up in squares. What's that show?
Oh, Brady Bunch.
Brady Bunch, yeah. And with all our faces, basically. And it's great. It's great. But some of my brothers aren't. I got my two brothers that you saw, and those are guys like very similar. But my other brothers, I would say, I have two other brothers that aren't always. They're. That's where I kind of get my nerdy side from.
Love it.
I'd say so. But yeah, super excited to have you on, Max. We're gonna get into it kind of here and get the ball rolling, get the blood flowing here. Here we go. We're gonna put you into what we call the ringer dinger.
Ringer dinger, love it. Yeah, that's nothing like the Infinity Gauntlet, right? Nothing. Like
no, obviously not. That has nothing to do. But we do.
There's no influence there.
There's none. Obviously not from anyone that we know in particular that is a huge support of the Infinity Bro. But I want to we do have a special guest star on the GG Nation that I gonna have to listen up here, Max. Make sure you got your headphones in because this is gonna be a wild ride. So here we go. Get ready. Make sure you can see this. All right, here we go.
What's going on, boys? It's Matt. The Goof and Goober show. Max, I appreciate you joining as I am in Hawaii for this week. It's been a blast. But my question for you on this occasion is if you were to pick any getaway destination that you haven't been to already, where would it be? And if you could pick one Avenger to bring with you, who would it be and why? Check it out on the Goof and Goober Show, episode 12. Peace out. See you next week.
I mean, you talk about a guy that is just living the dream right now, sending videos from Hawaii. Get out of here.
My question is was that sweat or was that water? You know, like, you never know with that. You know,
it's hard to say. No, it was hard. It's at this point, it's a coin flip. To answer his question, where would I go that I haven't been? I would go to Sydney, Australia, and I would. Which Avenger would I take? That's a great question. I'm gonna go. I'm going to go Doctor Strange just because he's my favorite. Not too thrilled about the second movie that just came out with him, but I think the character's still great. If we're judging off movies, I wouldn't take him. But if the character itself is a good guy, he's a good guy. I like him.
No, Max, I've been dying to know this. I mean, I do listen to the Infinity Bro podcast.
And by the way, I was wrong. I have listened to your show several times because I recognized your intro. I thought it was like a new one. I thought you were like, oh, I have a new one. I was like, oh, I guess I haven't listened in a while. But no, I have listened.
Okay, well, good. I made that specifically for I work. I'll tell you what. I do all the work. Matthew doesn't do squat around here. I'm sick and tired of carrying
travels on vacation and he's sweating.
Yeah,
it's unbelievable. Who sweats on vacation like that?
It's just why you go on vacation at all if you're going to sweat like that?
There's no reason. Yeah,
none. No rhyme or reason at all. Yeah, for me, I think I don't know if I even should answer this question because I'm not a traveler. If I could just stay at one place, I'm good. I don't need to go to Hawaii and soak up the sun. I don't know. I think I would like to go to Europe someday. And maybe, it's always been a dream. Yeah, Matthew just provides the money, I guess. But like, he does bring the money in. But I guess I would like to go to Europe or kind of the or the Africa area and walk where Jesus had walked. That's always been a dream. Dream of mine. And if I were to bring anybody,
which event are you taking on the walk of where Jesus walked? Tell me about that.
Groot.
Would you evangelize to Groot? Like, would you try to tell Groot about Jesus, or would you just like keep it really casual?
I mean, how do I? Well, the thing is, I don't speak Groot, so that's the fun thing.
That is a problem.
That's going to be my main problem, and my camera's focusing on something else right now. But yeah, that's probably my problem. But I love Groot.
Who doesn't?
He's a good guy, and plus Vin Diesel. Man, no way does he play that voice. No way. But this way. Are you
saying that Vin Diesel's range is just through the roof right now, or are you more so in disbelief that they got that voice into that?
Okay.
What do you
hang on. Since we're on the topic of Vin Diesel, this was actually one of my questions for you.
Perfect.
Since we're on the topic of Vin Diesel, what's your favorite Fast and Furious movie, and why is it this next one?
Oh my gosh, that is such. Dude, like if we were on Hot Ones, you ever seen the show Hot Ones?
I think so. Yeah.
So on the Hot Ones, if you've never heard of it, they eat spicy food and it's celebrity on. And Sean Evans, who's the host of it, is notorious for doing his research on these people. I'm like, wow, you just did your research on me. Yeah, I mean, you nailed the question. You asked me the question, then you answered it. Like, I don't know. The Fast and the Furious is my most guilty pleasure of things. Like, I can't get enough of it. It's a gong show, top to bottom. It's a disaster.
Listen, it's all about family. Okay,
no, it's all. That's the thing. That's the best part. It's about cars and panning up shots from the ground up on women who are wearing literally nothing, and bringing back characters that have been deceased for 7 seconds. Like, and if they can't bring back Paul Walker. But doggone it, internally they've had conversations like, how bad would it be if we CGI'd him? Like, how bad would it be? They have.
The first time that I watched this new trailer, I didn't think the trailer was going to end. I really didn't because it just kept going.
That's such a great way to put that. Yeah, I didn't know if it was going to end. I thought you were going to watch the movie before we watched the movie we came to see.
That would have been awesome. I would pay double. So, this is a question I have for you as well. I got a bunch of questions for you, and they're going to be quick, short answer questions. Nothing like too crazy. Okay. So this is your, who's your favorite WNBA team and player?
And what?
And player. So your team and then your player,
I have no
Oh.
favorite WNBA team.
Not even the Lynx.
No,
Oh, gosh.
definitely not. No, I'm a Lakers fan, so if anything, it'd be the Sparks.
Gosh. Okay.
Yeah, I'll say Maya Moore because I have deep respect for how she's lived her life the last 5 years. There we go.
Okay.
I'll say Maya Moore.
Okay. Wow. That's impressive.
There's my answer, Maya Moore.
Okay. Next question. Why is Mr. Beast your favorite YouTuber?
Gosh,
Kinda-
dude, you really are like pulling from my LinkedIn account. This is insane. You
I
just
know.
literally are pulling everything from my LinkedIn account.
I'm a big Max Moser fan.
Yeah, me, my gosh.
That's why I was so excited.
This is the hot ones of really obscure Southwest Twin Cities suburban podcasts. So Mr. Beast is my favorite YouTuber because he pours all of his money and investment into it. He is essentially the first YouTube entrepreneur.
Yeah.
And I think Mr. Beast is probably the greatest content creator of this generation. I think somebody will dethrone him someday, but I think he is the best content creator, and he's essentially given a blueprint for everybody else to do it.
All right.
Yeah, I'd pick him. I would have said 5 years ago maybe Gary Vaynerchuk would have been that person potentially, but Mr. Beast is on a different level. So.
Yeah, he's grown. He's grown. I think that one. I'm going to skip that question. Sorry. What this is? Okay, here it is. Your favorite. These are kind of favorite things. Okay.
Yeah,
I just want to know your favorite VHS movie of all time.
Oh, this is a good one. Couple candidates. Indian in the Cupboard's really good.
Ooh, yeah.
A Goofy movie. That's a shout out to Infinity Bro Mark, who hates that movie. The Page Master with Macaulay Culkin. I'm gonna go with Page Master.
That's great. That's great.
That is a terrible movie.
Well, tell
I
you
rewatched
what.
that movie a couple years ago. It's brutal. It's bad.
So, what movie was it that I was watching that I think it was just Harry Potter, the original Harry Potter. So I don't know if you know this, but I have the old, tube TV downstairs right now. And
wonderful.
It's my favorite. It's right now I got Little Giants playing. Have you ever watched that movie?
Yeah, Little Giants is brilliant.
It's great. My kid loves it.
Wonderful.
He loves it. But I'd have to say my favorite, Airbud Strikes Back. If you guys haven't seen this movie right here, guys, it gets at the heart. I don't know. Disney stirs up all new adventures starring everyone's favorite sports playing golden retriever buddy. Guys, I don't know. I think it's great.
It's not the fact that you asked the question. It's the fact that you just had it ready. Like how fast you had it ready.
I came prepared.
Preparation.
Oh,
I mean, you talk about like our preparation. We are nowhere near prepared as you guys are.
Well, I'll tell you what.
Oh my gosh.
Roxy, get
out. Incredible.
I'm sorry, my dog. Well, not even my dog is just going crazy.
Gosh.
Okay, next. Okay, here. Okay, favorite iPhone of all iPhones. What was your favorite iPhone?
Gosh, I don't even know. I'll say the iPhone. I'll say the one I have right now. So the iPhone 13.
iPhone 13.
Give me
Wow.
the iPhone 13. I like the. That was the first one I had that had 3 cameras on it.
Yeah, I'm a big iPhone 6.
Do you have your favorite iPhone ready?
I do. My son has it actually. He uses it all the time, and I've been really reconsidering of changing from my iPhone 13 or whatever. I think it's a 14 actually, to that because thanks Infinity Bros. I kind of wanted to switch over to it just because I like the smallness and it's just nostalgic, man. Favorite spirit animal?
I don't believe in spirit animals, so I feel like I feel like if I was on this is where my podcast they would really take a shot to take a knife at me.
I'll
say the house cat if a gun's put to my head. the house cat. What the
Yeah.
heck are you drinking? What is going on?
Just a good old root beer.
What's this super chill?
My parents got it for me. They came over the other day and they gave us a bunch of root beers. I got to finish
Okay,
it.
all right. Sorry.
Okay. What's a song that defines you?
Oh my gosh.
Because I already got one that defines you.
Wow. Well, man, maybe you need to answer this one.
Okay, yeah, I'll tell you.
You
Oh,
go, yeah.
baby, when you talk like that, you make a woman go mad. Did I tell you? That's
Go ahead. No,
that's
you're good. You're good.
that's what I mean. You're welcome. By the way,
Thank you. No, I'm not gonna. I don't need to answer it.
I tell you
It's good for
that.
me.
Oh, I mean, if people are listening, that Max and I played at the same college, Crown College, and played football there 1 year. And that was one of my questions: who was your favorite player? But I already know the answer to that.
Yeah.
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 But
Zane, there's only so many ways I can say Zane Ellis on this podcast. So, yeah.
oh, yeah. But Coach Auer, he was our head coach, and I told this not in a different episode, but I basically told Coach Auer is his favorite, or I imagine Coach Auer dancing to this exact song and just really getting into it and just loving every moment, every beat, every lyric. It goes, oh gosh. Now I had it in my head and now it's, oh gosh.
What is going on right now? What is happening? I feel like I'm getting bamboozled right now.
No, it's in my head.
Did you? Yeah, I'm sorry.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, Matthew. It's okay. Thank you, Matthew. It's one kiss is all it takes. Calling in love with me. Possibility. And I just imagine Coach Howard's like he's bobbing his head like this, you know.
At the crescendo of this song. Yeah,
he's got his neck into it, and he's just
full tilt for sure.
You know, sometimes he'll put his hands and he just like
dude,
tap. That's just. We do okay. So Matthew and we've been thinking about putting people we have a wheel of some sort that we put people through. That we've done. So Matthew's put me through a lot of crap through this whole podcast. And I'm sorry, we're really just kind of going all over it's my show, so screw you guys.
It's your show. No, yeah.
Yeah, we'll get to Shazam and Last of Us. I'm sorry, guys, but Matthew's made me prank phone call people. He's made me.
Who'd you prank phone called? Who'd you prank phone call?
He gave me some random person's phone number, and I had to sell them basically AirPods Pro's wireless charging docks.
Oh, okay. I know. That's incredibly random.
That's what he's like. I got something for you, man, today, and he's always got. But I mean, you can do this if you want. I'm not going to push you. But you can do this if you want. Matthew and I said, we're not going to do the prank phone call. Don't worry. But last week we did a speech. So I'm going to give you a topic.
Oh yeah, okay.
And you have to make a speech on it. And the audience. Okay, so you're at a college, okay? Maybe Crown College. I know if you spoke at Crown College.
I've spoken at Crown College, yeah, sure.
I am very jealous, dude. Anyways, so you're at a college, young kids, some professors in the crowd, and there's been a hot debate going on at this college, Crown College, of people discussing this, and it's tearing the college apart, okay? And you have to be the deciding factor for this. And the topic is, I guess it is elephant riding unethical?
Yeah, okay. So I get to pick my stance.
Yeah. So here, let me
Okay.
hang on. Let me get you kind of in the mood. Okay. You and here
Hold
is
on. How much prep time do I get here?
not a whole lot. You don't get a whole lot. I mean,
Okay.
how much time do you think you would need?
Hold on here. I have
Oh, you already have it up. You already have a presentation
so
on
I
it.
have a list of no, I'll explain this later. It's fine. Okay, do you want me to okay, I'll let you make this call here. Are
Okay.
we looking for a story to support my argument that is comedic or one that is like super serious? Like what vibe are you feeling on this one?
Well, it's up to you. It's up to you, Max.
Because I kind of feel like I can go serious on it.
Yeah.
But
well, you just got to remember that because Matthew, I told him his topic last week, and then he completely forgot about his topic when we started going. So it's just is elephant riding unethical?
Sure.
And
no, I got you.
So, yeah. Are you ready? Let me know. Are you ready right now?
I think I'm ready. Yeah.
Okay, hang on. Let me give you an intro here real quick.
Yeah, give me an intro.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. I know we've had a kind of a rough couple weeks here with college. And guys, we have somebody here to really settle this. The field and the expert, the man that has been in India many times and has known elephants personally and wants to share his insight on the subject about elephant riding. So everyone, I want to introduce you, Max Moser. All right, guys, settle it down.
Enough.
Guys, it's too much.
Guys,
he's done. Guys, okay. Okay.
Enough.
I know.
When I think of humanity, I think of people that love. I think of people that hurt. A 4-year-old, and I'll tell him, hurt people. But what happens when people encounter animals? What happens then? I'm reminded of a story of 2 men in a tank driving down, and they run over this IED. Tank flips over, and it lands in this body of water adjacent to the street they're going down. It's downrange in Afghanistan, and it's toppling in. They're gaining water. They're both conscious, but they start to realize as the water slowly rises in the tank, there's no way out. They're not getting out. There are constituents up top. There are other people. They're trying to get into the tank. They can't. They don't have enough time. And the 2 gentlemen look at each other and realize that there's a chance that one of them might be able to get out if they can have enough oxygen. Because they can go down, dive down, and cover the hole that has been acquired from this bomb. And so the 2 men look at each other, pause for a moment as they're swimming. The air's getting tighter and tighter, and one of them looks at the other and says, "Make it count." Dives down to the bottom and doesn't submerge. And to this day, these same men, the same man that survived this, wears a bracelet that says, "Make it count." When I think of elephants and riding on their backs, I would ask this audience, do we want to make it count? And also riding on the back of elephants causes them a ton of back pain after a day of riding on them. So let's not hurt them. Thank you so much. This is Max Moser. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Wow. Thank you. I don't know what that story was about, but wow. Inspiring. All right, calm it down, guys. Guys, this is too much.
If you want a story that's going to make people cry every time, that's the story you give them.
Wow.
That's the story you give them, in my experience.
To make it cry. Where'd you hear that story then? Is that
So that story comes from Steve Mosier. That comes from Steve Mosier. I'm trying to,
Big Papa.
This is like super weird. I'm trying to fix my microphone like with a 30-second delay because I'm looking on Twitch right now because it's like, because on the Riverside thing I can't see the full shot.
Oh, the full shot. You can.
Yeah,
I think you can
mean?
select your
whatever, dude.
on that thing
It's
is to make
too
it
late
full
at this
screen.
point. It's too late.
You're fine. Don't worry about it. Don't worry
that
about
speech.
it.
I didn't have anything in that speech. So I have this list of stories I keep. I like literally have list of stories of all my stories.
It
That,
just
like, anytime I think of a really cool story, I like put that on there. Then I'm like, oh, I'd share this in a talk. So I have a list of like 50 stories. So that's why.
So like after an experience, you'd be like, you know what? I should write this down. So I remember.
gosh, yeah.
Interesting.
So if I have a super embarrassing story, I'll typically write that down. Or if I have a moving story.
Is there a lot of moving stories? I mean, what do you have?
That's my go-to. I think the make it count story is my go-to. Not nearly executed at the level it needed to be executed at.
Yeah, that was horrible.
My two moving ones are that, and there's this incredible. Oh, we're trying to be funny here, but there's this incredible story, about this coach at Oregon. So I'm sorry, he's a former player. He played at Oregon. His name's Keenan Lowe. He coaches at Parkside in Washington. And this kid comes to school with a gun and like walks into this guy's room and threatens to shoot the whole room. Everyone scatters. He stays, moves towards the kid, and takes a bullet? takes the gun from the kid. He like convinces the kid to not shoot anybody, and he takes the gun gently, gives it to one of his peers or one of the teachers, and then he hugs this kid.
Yeah.
And like I think
I've seen that.
I cannot watch it without crying. It's like if you need a symbolic story about sacrifice, in my opinion, that's the first overall pick. Like,
what's a movie that you cried the most in?
Oh, good question. 8th grade. 8th grade is the movie I've cried the most in.
8th grade?
8th grade by Bo Burnham.
I don't think I've ever heard.
So 8th grade by Bo Burnham is a story of a girl who has a single dad, and basically it's this look at 8th grade through her lens. And it was made in 2019, 2018. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
on HBO Max.
It's unbelievable. It's an unbelievable. It is the most uncomfortable movie you'll ever watch, but the hard parts hit hard in that one. I think Everything Everywhere All at Once, which is my favorite movie ever, would be a close second. I think I cried several times during that movie. I've seen that movie probably about 10 times now, and I cry every time.
Jeez,
there's a serious moment today on your podcast.
Well, we have serious. I mean, we've had serious moments. Trust me, Matthew and I, we've had some serious moments. That's 100% sure. But I think for me, Disney Pixar does it for me, dude. 100%. They get me going.
What's your go-to Pixar movie right now?
Oof. Go-to Pixar movie?
Like if you're pulling one off the shelf right now for emotion, what are you pulling?
I think it's VHS? Are we talking VHS or DVD?
It could be a DVD or Blu-ray.
Okay. Anything goes.
I mean, it's not Air Bud. What was the
Air Bud Spikes Back? Are you kidding me? How could you not forget that?
I know it's a classic.
I was hoping that you would be a 7th inning fetch guy, but apparently not. But I think Robbie said your spirit animal was a raccoon.
Yes, because I have the dark eyes. Because genetically, my grandpa and my uncle have it. But it's neither here nor there. I look like I haven't slept in days. Typically,
you do look tired all the time, but it's a good tired.
I wouldn't say that either.
You're telling me you don't put on makeup and.
I have an eye routine now. I have like an eye cream I'm putting on. It's not going to help, but
really?
Sarah was like, "You should try this." I'm like, "All right."
Yeah, I don't.
So that's why they call me the raccoon now. So now I'm the raccoon of the Infinity Bros podcast. I'm the Rocket of the podcast.
Hey, Rocket's a pretty cool guy.
Yeah, he's our cat.
No, I think for me, but my Pixar movie, I don't know. I think if I think of Pixar, I think really Toy Story, and
Sure.
but one that really touched me, I think, Up. That
Up's
one,
tremendous. Yeah,
that
it's
one.
tremendous.
I mean, from the get go, I'm shedding tears with him and his wife, and that gets me. But
Inside Out is so good too.
oh my gosh,
Yeah,
when
Inside Out's
it's that one's so good, and it's just it's got a good, I don't know, just a good story to it, and just like that's what kids go through, sometimes they just like
Sure,
it's just like not even kids, grown ups, grown men, it's just, everyone goes through it. I don't know, but yeah, okay, all right, we're done. I'm sorry, Max, that was a very long.
Okay, all right. Here we're done.
We can get into it, okay? If you're
Okay.
all right with this.
I'm ready.
We're gonna get into Shazam, Fury of the Gods, a new movie that just came out last weekend. It's with director by David F. Sandberg, written by Henry Gayden, Chris Morgan, Bill Parker, starring some of the, starring some of our guys, Zachary Levi, Asher Angel, Jack Grazer, Rachel Zegler, a bunch of people. There's so many actors that they have in this that it's a big old
Rachel
list.
Zegler is a pretty popular actress right now too. I know she's been in some more mainstream things, and I know she has a bigger cult following going around too. Like she was in
Really?
West Side Story, and I know
Right,
during
yep.
Oscar season, people thought she should have won that, and so she apparently is going to be the new Snow White.
Really? The Snow? I mean, she looks like a Snow White.
There you go.
She does. It's
Sure.
I'm fine with it. I mean, TBH. I didn't know her. I some of these actors I have no idea who they were before they like this movie. But I mean, I know Helen Mirren and Lucy Liu, Digimon Hansu. I know him, and then DJ Kotrana. I don't know who that guy is. Adam Brody. I know him from what's that TV series? The OC.
Yeah, he's the OC guy. Yeah.
Yeah, he was the big OC guy. But
Is it Brody or Brody? Are you mispronouncing worse than I am, or are you doing this intentionally?
Look, Max, people just make this. This is the other. Okay, here's a big issue I have, and this is totally off topic. And since you're bringing it up, I'm going to freaking.
I'm bringing it up. I'm just asking.
The English language makes no sense to me.
Sure. Yeah, you're right.
I hate it with a passion. Right. And it's just like one way we're going to spell it this way and it makes this sound. But when it's this way, when it's this word, we're actually going to pronounce it this way. And it's just, there's no consistency.
Yeah,
and I
think you're right.
My wife corrects me all the time on my English and I hate it. I hate being corrected. And I need to get better at it, 100%.
Okay.
But it just doesn't. It pisses me off. I'm a math guy. I'm a big math guy,
right.
And I like the concrete. I like the concrete answers, and it's just not concrete for me. Sorry.
Okay. All right. I'm not taking away your math.
Shut your mouth, Zed. No, I'm just kidding. So. A little bit about Shazam. It bestows the powers of the gods. Billy Batson and his fellow foster kids are still learning how to juggle teenage life with their adult superhero alter egos when a vengeful trio of ancient gods arrive on Earth in search of the magic stolen from them long ago. Shazam and his allies get thrust into a battle for their superpowers, their lives, and the fate of the freaking world. Max, I mean, you saw the movie, right?
Sure did.
I mean, what'd you think of it? Non-spoiler, obviously. We don't want to.
We're doing non-spoilers right now.
We're non-spoilers, just in general. Right off,
okay.
Yeah, because I'm assuming that Matt had. Well, who cares? I guess
that's okay. No, if it's this is your show.
Thanks, dude.
This is your show. I'm following your lead.
This support is great. I never get this from Matt.
I am just going to be the guy that says, where do I go? And you're going to go there, and I'm going to go, you got it. You want me to say a speech that has nothing to do with the story I have from a list of great stories about elephants and
100%.
people being on their backs? I'm not going to do it. Or I'm going to do it, but I'm not going to do it well. Shazam, here's the funny thing about Shazam, and I think it's so unfair to talk about this movie, I think, because in a vacuum, this movie is really, really good. But the movie lives in the context of what DC's doing. And this movie is gonna bomb. And it's not fair, but it's gonna bomb. And so non-spoiler thoughts just right out the gate. I actually was shocked at how much I enjoyed this. I went in with incredibly low expectations.
Yeah.
And pretty much was shattered across the board. I thought Helen Mirren and Lucy Liu were awful. Like, I just thought they weren't good at all. I really did not care for their villain arcs at all. I thought they were meh at best. And but I was deeply impressed with how emotional I felt about this Shazam family and how the stakes were global but also intimate. And there's one scene in particular where Shazam has to make a choice between saving somebody in the family or getting the big thing. I'll leave it at that. Getting the big MacGuffin. He has to make this choice where two things are falling at the same time. He has to save a person or save the MacGuffin. And that's the kind of situations I love in superhero movies. When they put our hero morally against the calling they have. And I felt like this movie really did that well. I have gripes, and if we do spoilers, I'll talk about those. But I thoroughly enjoyed it. I was actually pretty impressed, and I would go as far as to say I think they need to strongly consider keeping this family around for the next phase of DC Universe. I don't know if they're going to do it. Everything feels like a mess, and that's part of the problem with this movie is I don't know what to trust, in particular the post-credit scenes. I have no idea what to think is real or not. And so that's the problem. In a vacuum, if this whole thing was to keep going, I would say it's one of the best DC movies ever made.
Really?
I would say it's top 5 in the context of DCU. Like, I'm not talking about the Batman movies and Superman movies of old.
Okay.
I would say this is in the DCU top 5, but this isn't in a vacuum. It's just it's a pretty big hodgepodge of a mess in storytelling. But that's what I'd say about it.
Well, what would you rate it, like on a scale of 5?
5 scale? I would say I would give this a 3 point. I'm going to say 3.9. 3.9. Yeah, I'll say 3.9. I give it a 3.9 out of 5. I think this loses a full point because of the villain arc. Yeah. And then it loses additional decimals because of where DC's at. There's a chance that this all could matter. And if this all matters, I'd be more inclined to talk about this movie again in the future more positively.
Well, do you think there's a chance that this could come back and DC would be okay with? I mean, I guess the box office shows
the box office is going to be terrible. Like, it's already, I think it was 31 million this last weekend. There's no way the box office is going to work for this.
No.
This movie, and I'll say this too. It's weird. This movie's better than Quantum Mania, which I saw a couple weeks ago. To me. And it's going to get swept under the rug. It's going to get swept under the rug. So I think that's the other reason. But I don't know. Zachary Levi is charming. Is very charming. Excuse me. And I hope James Gunn considers keeping him.
Yeah, I always liked him in Chuck. Zachary Levi. He was you're
a big Chuck guy.
I was a big Chuck. I didn't really watch it a whole lot, but I like that show. Okay. And I never really watched it a whole lot. I didn't know a whole lot about the movie or the show, but it was a big Chuck guy.
Big Chuck guy.
But yeah, I completely agree with the antagonist, Hespera and Calypso. There was just a lot of just character holes in them that I was like, this just doesn't make sense to me of why they would choose to do this in this whole context, I guess, for me.
And like even the opening scene is incredibly terrifying. What they're not give away, but like Lucy Liu in particular has a very special set of powers that are very much shown in this first scene. Mm-hmm. And they never really go back to it. Like they never really do it again. And I was just like, poor Lucy Liu got the bad end of this deal, man. She got the bad end of this deal.
I probably would. I think for me, it wasn't like the CGI wasn't the best in this. In some parts, I wasn't like super impressed with that, as well as some of the. I think Lucy Liu isn't the best actor to TBH, and there's some actors that I think the Wizard wasn't the best. I think he always has like the same character that he always portrays usually in every movie. I think he's kind of like a what is it, Denzel Washington kind of type of character, and that's fine. But like, it's just I didn't think this was his best, and so I think for me, I'd give it like probably a 3.2, 3.3. I told Matthew a lot lower, like a 2.6. But thinking about it, I did enjoy the movie. It was enjoyable to watch. And I think the plot and the whole story was a great story. Like, I think if they had and put a lot more investment into it, and if Henry Cavill, whatever you want to call him, if he came back and was a part of this, I think that would be like a deal breaker for me. That was like it would be legit, because I don't know, that whole thing with Henry Cavill, whatever you want, I don't know. Just sad to see that go. Just see him leave, basically. I don't know.
I think too, and this isn't a spoiler. Because they're putting this in trailers right now. Gal Gadot's Wonder Woman's in this, and I cannot believe WB put that out there.
Right.
She literally does not show up until the end of this movie, and her role is really important. Like this is one of the first times I felt like DC had a great connection from another franchise. Like it finally felt like, oh my gosh, this is exactly how these types of connections should be.
It's a great handshake right here.
Yeah, that's the handshake. It's she's doing something important, but also she didn't come in and ruin everything that had been established. And I was pretty pumped to see her up there. But again, I said this at the beginning. I don't know, man. Does it matter? I don't know if it matters.
It doesn't matter.
Any of it matters if it's just like this is a one-off. And that was hard. And if this isn't a one-off and her and Shazam are coming back, I think this movie's going to be a lot higher rating for me down the line.
Yeah, well, let's get into some spoilers here. This is our spoiler warning. Spoiler. This is the spoiler warning. Okay, guys.
Thanks for doing that.
Thanks. Yeah, that's.
It's not a spoiler to say that Wonder Woman's in either. They literally put a trailer for that out a week and a half ago.
Right.
I don't know what they're doing.
They're just a bunch of bad boys. They don't. I guess.
Bad boys. Yeah, it's something.
I don't know. So I guess we could kind of go into the story of this a little bit about the family aspect, because you said that you really like the family aspect of this.
I loved it. Yeah, I thought the stakes across the board were really understood. I thought every character was fleshed out and where they're at. And the obscure Skittles thing from Darlo even paid off. Like the whole movie, I'm like, they keep talking about this stupid Skittles thing. Like, why do they keep going back to the dumb Skittles? Like at first I thought it was like, all right, they're just gonna have the characters nonsensically eat Skittles. And then for her to just like basically get the unicorns on her side, I thought that worked for me. I've heard people kind of critique that and say that's like a terrible sponsorship, but I'm like, actually, that was a much better sponsorship than other sponsors I've seen.
Taste the Skittles, baby. Yeah.
I thought Taste the Rainbow was great, and I also thought that I really like Jack Dylan Grazer in this as Freddie Freeman. I think he was awesome in this movie, and they really said we're gonna let this kid play more, and let Zachary Levi play more as Shazam versus his counterpart,
right?
And yeah, I think the family stuff worked out. I mean, also too, I think regardless of what happens in the future, Grace Caroline Curry has to be brought back as some female protagonist. She looks stunning in this role, and she encapsulates what a female protagonist should look like, in her power and her intelligence and her charisma on the screen. I thought she really stole the show in a couple scenes, and if that doesn't work out ever, I've heard some Infinity Bro Mark on our show said shared a meme that says she should play Wonder Woman in the future, and I was like, I would be all in on that if they're making a complete overhaul, because she just, I thought, did a tremendous job in that role. And or any female protagonist role for DC, she would do a great job. I really enjoyed this. I gotta tell you, Regan, I wanted to see it, but I knew going into it I was probably going to be disappointed.
Oh yeah.
And I walked out going, wow, I am significantly more happy about this movie than I thought I would be. And really the only problem here to me is Lucy Liu being placed on a CGI dragon.
So this is that whole part was stupid. I hated that, where she's just grabbing the horns and just kind of thing, and
she spent a third of the movie on it.
Right, it was just stupid. For me, I thought there was a hole with Hespera where she really wanted to get revenge, and then all of a sudden, well, maybe we shouldn't get revenge. I guess for me that was like a big.
That's a great point.
Big hole for me in that when, as well as and Thea or Rachel Zegler, when she said, well, I'm 6,000 years old, and then they're like, well, maybe you should be like just like them, and they basically, I thought they turned her into a human. Well, if you're 6,000 years old, you think you just turned to dust, kind of thing, maybe. Sure. I don't know, but maybe I'm missing something from that.
Well, you make a great point about Helen Mirren's character. She wasn't consistent.
No,
she's super evil and bad in the first act,
right?
And then the second act, she's kind of wavering, right? She gets captured, steals this MacGuffin, and then third act, she's back to kind of being like, "What are we doing?" And Thea totally betrays. What's his name? Freddie Freeman. She totally betrays him, but then she's like basically chasing him and becomes a damsel. They made her into a damsel in distress, and she's the most powerful character in the show, probably in the movie, probably.
Right.
That didn't check out for me either. I thought the whole villain thing was just meh, and I didn't think they needed to do any of it the way they did it. I think how they handled the family though was really good, and for Batson to just struggle with imposter syndrome, I was all in on that. I thought that was that is exactly what a kid in that spot would feel. Especially in this sequel. How do you top kind of the first arc is him figuring things out. Okay, he figured it out. Now what? I thought that was really good, and I love that his tension all revolves around he doesn't want his family to leave him. And I thought that was really powerful. I really caught that vision in this movie.
Big family there, and I think for me that was a huge part too, the family and just the interconnection and them trying to stay together through the whole thing, and the psychological toll I guess it was taking on him.
Also,
yeah.
controversial here. This is how you handle a gay character in this movie. This is exactly how you handle a gay character. I thought it was perfect.
Because they didn't really emphasize it too much.
No, they didn't emphasize it, so you're not forcing it down people who don't want to hear it. But also for those that are really excited about that narrative, they get that box checked, or they get that warm fuzzy about that character. And to me, I liked Shazam just looking over and going, "Yeah, dude, we knew."
Yeah.
And then it's just we move on. I loved it. I thought that was really really well done. And that's the kind of moment that for some people that's going to be more of like oh wow, they're so affirming of the homosexual community. And I looked at it as, no, this is really articulating how strong this family is. Or both. It's really both, if depending on how your outview of that scene is. But I thought that was a great example of like, no, they're a really connected type family. And I really enjoyed that portion of this movie too. This movie does a lot of good stuff. The Fast and the Furious could really take some notes in this movie.
Take some notes here from them.
Vin Diesel needs to catch this movie a couple times.
Oh gosh, Vin Diesel, what a guy! I have a paint. One of my friends made a painting of him for me, and
big Vin Diesel guy.
We're big Vin, Riddick. We're big Riddick's fan.
Great, yeah.
Great series.
Chronicles of Riddick. Let's go, yeah,
dude. Yeah, it's coming out. Yeah, for that whole scene, I mean, it was, it was very subtle and they didn't really emphasize it, and I do like that. Matthew and I have talked a little bit about this. I mean, from The Last of Us, where we have those major points on homosexuality, and us being Christian guys and how we feel about that. And it's not necessarily that we're saying trying to hate on anyone, but this is kind of where we believe in it. And it's like I feel like for Matthew and I mean I shouldn't speak on Matthew, but I guess for my views on the whole thing, I think it was for Shazam, it was great. I don't think they even they didn't have like a huge scene on it, and it was very subtle, and it was kind of in the middle of things, and it wasn't like a huge thing. And
it was actually a funny joke.
Right. Because
I thought the joke was actually really funny. I was like, oh, that is a very clever way to do that. You have all the characters in their hero version except for him. They're all admitting they're the person, and then he just says, I'm gay, and then everyone looks over and goes, yeah, dude, we know.
Right.
And I thought that was, again, yes, I think that was a clever way to do that without, that's a very, very fast-paced scene.
Yeah.
That's a very easy, smooth way to do that, and I thought that was very well written.
Yeah.
And I thought they did, I appreciate when those scenes are well written in that way, and it's not stereotypical beat my head over with this narrative. Like that you think I have to have this narrative. Yeah. Like it's like, no, make it a comedic beat, fill in the message, sure, but the comedic beat works, and it really says more than just this character is homosexual.
Yeah. Agreed. Yeah, I think that's good, and we should probably get on going here on keep the ball rolling. So I want to get into great. Well, thanks, Max. To The Last of Us, one of the greatest, I believe, TV series made
ever. Would you say ever?
I'd say ever.
Okay.
I mean, it's up there with Breaking Bad, with The Office. I mean, it's up there, and it gives you all the feels. There's comical scenes, there's passionate scenes, there's these family scenes that you're really just standing on the edge of your couch or your seat, and you want things to go. But kind of just wanted to talk about. I mean, we've already talked about the last episode. But I want to talk about just the whole season in general, and kind of what that's going. I mean, how you felt about that, and then what you kind of feel like this next season is going forward.
Yeah, so if people want to hear more of my thoughts, you can. Zane and I talked about this on our most recent episode 159. So I won't monopolize the whole conversation on that.
Yeah.
I'll say this. My parallel to this show is the Joker movie. I really like the Joker movie. I was entertained by it. I think there is some important stuff happening in that movie. I'm not in that camp that can put this as one of the best shows ever, because I think that just the stuff is super heavy. It does not mean it's not well written, and it doesn't mean it's not incredibly well acted, shot, produced, etc. It really, for me, is just, this is a flavor thing, and I don't think this flavor is my flavor. That being said, this episode is a 5 out of 5 on your scale, and just a show that I don't know how they can beat this first season. I think you have a very fair point. I don't know how you top it.
Yeah.
There's stuff that happens in the second season that, if you're familiar with the game, there's a huge moment that happens, and I don't know how they're going to be able to replicate that and maintain the audience they have. I don't know if that is going to work. But that being said, that you're very correct on, this show is probably a pop culture icon in terms of television. And I was glued to this show every week. I couldn't miss this one. And I think HBO has another hit in their very prestigious catalog off of this one. Pedro Pascal and Bella Ramsey are just absolute dynamite in this one. And
if Bella Ramsey, like, if her career doesn't like take off, it's already
off.
Right.
Yeah, that ship has sailed. She earned her stripes specifically in episode 8 and 9, and I
100%.
think, and excuse me, in episode 8, and I think The Last of Us is just a journey that is not fulfilling. I'm used to journeys of fulfillment. I'm used to Lord of the Rings. I'm used to the Avengers films. I'm used to these arcs. Lost Lost has an ending where I'm like, that worked for me, but for other people it didn't.
So you think that the ending, the world is going to hate the real ending to this?
No. I'm speaking from Max Mosier. I think the world will echo what you're saying.
Okay.
I think I'm going to be on the opposite side of the spectrum. Yeah. It's the ratings are all high. I wouldn't disagree with the high rating of this show. I just don't. It just isn't something I'm looking forward to watching again. Because of just how this ended.
Like this last episode ended.
Yeah, I this is brutal, man. This is brutal. This is like
it kind of
it's
it
no
leaves
joke
you
when you sit and think about it. It's brutal.
Well, I hated that it was like the season finale, and it's like a 30. It's the shortest episode of all of them.
Oh, I loved that.
You did?
I thought that was brilliant. I thought the short episode was brilliant.
Oh, man.
I thought that was really. They said this is what we're doing, and that's the end of the discussion. We're not dilly-daddling around. These television shows, I think it would have been tempting to have give after that last conversation on the mountainside. I think it is tempting for them to go into the town and to do this long, I don't know, back shot of like all of everything, or like give us maybe a grain of happiness where Bella Ramsey's character is wrestling with whether that's true or not. And I thought the abrupt ending was exactly what this season finale was in desire of. And so,
well, I mean, I love that you are really left guessing if Ellie truly believes Joel of what he. I mean, you're like, no way does Ellie believe him of what he's saying, and then on the top of
that would be your interpretation, that it's left up for debate.
I think it is. I mean, there's a lot of things that left up to debate. I mean, from her basically being told that what's-her-face's name is dead, and then she doesn't really want to believe it, and just because she cares a lot for her, what's-her-face? Maria? No, it's not Maria. Marlene, yeah. And I don't think she wants to believe. I mean, there's a lot of interpretations. I think you could look at that scene and say, okay, well, what do you what is Ellie truly feeling in this moment? Why is she looking at Joel and asking him, do I put my full trust in you when you tell me this kind of thing? I don't know. And I think it's just that she just doesn't. She's already lost pretty much everyone she's ever cared for, and she doesn't feel like she should lose Marlene, I guess. I don't know. There's just no reason why she wouldn't believe, I guess, Joel. For me, it's just like, why would she discredit him? But she could also be, I know when you're lying or you're holding something back from me.
Yeah, I mean, my interpretation of that was that she knew he was lying and she was accepting it. And that the next season will be about dealing with that and about that revelation of truth coming out. And maybe you're right. Maybe it is a kind of second guessing. I think Bella Ramsey's acting, to me, and again, it is, you're right. It is up for interpretation. To me, it's evident she doesn't agree or believe him. But
I can see that, and I think for me, I wasn't necessarily. I guess I didn't necessarily believe that, that she doesn't think or doesn't trust Joel or whatever. I really believe that she thought that something happened, and that she just doesn't know who to trust, and she just then she's like, that was the final moment when she asked him, swear to me that that's what happened, and that's for her to put her full trust into him, and that going forward is, I don't know, the next season I think is going to change. Obviously the truth's going to come out, and I don't know, for me, I've talked to Matt.
Have you played the games?
No, I've not. I've watched. Okay. Have you? Yeah,
see, I have not, but I know what's happening in the games, and so I'm fascinated to see how they make that into a second season. Is how I'll say it.
Yeah.
So I think HBO and Druckmann and Mazine have a really tall task ahead of them.
Yeah, I agree. I think I'm excited for season 2. I really am, to see what happens. But yeah, they do have a high bar to make and exceed. So yeah, it's going to be hard for them to.
I got time. I can wait on this one. I can wait. I think I am not excited for a second season. I would like some space away from this to process what I just watched. I was taken on this journey that I assumed on the end was going to be a pot of gold.
Yeah.
And I got a lot of not that. So I think for me, I'm wrestling with that as a viewer of like, wow, I was so invested in this. I was so invested in the character of Joel. I really thought that Joel would be this hero. And nope, that's not him. He really is just a terrible person. That's difficult. I'm a big Pedro Pascal fan, so I love that guy. And that's just not who this character is. And that was a tough pill to swallow. Yeah. So I can wait. That's what I'm telling people. I can wait. It's an amazing season, but I really can wait for the second season because I'm just like, oh my gosh, this was difficult. These last 2 episodes were difficult.
That's true. I mean, though, I guess, yeah, you're right. I think we do need time to process it and really deal with a lot of the pain and whatnot that went through the whole with Bella and Joel and Joel finally opening up and really just, I don't know, because you can see it like the scene that really has stuck with me and is just like replays in my mind is when Ellie is killing David was it episode 8?
Mm-hmm.
And just her furious, her just, you could see the rage and anger really coming out of her. And for me, like, that was tremendous acting, one by Bella. And I think if anything, that scene alone with her, like Oscar, give her whatever she wants, because it's just, chef's kiss, I guess is what you guys use.
Yeah, they're going to really steal a lot of Emmys in this one. I think you're absolutely right. And I think I think HBO is gonna throw whatever they want at
and
the entire team.
And that's, but I don't, and then that's the thing. I don't want HBO to ruin this series too by just wanting money. Like I just want them to make good content, and for them, I understand that they just want money and bringing money in. But it's just, I don't know.
Oh, you're right. I think you make a great point. It's like, if we're doing this for money's sake, this isn't the way we want to do it. But man, this show, what I remember about this show is all the negative. I don't remember the positives about the show, which is that's the intent. It's and that's okay. So I think that's okay too. I'm not dogging that. That's just for me. I like to escape so I can get some positivity out of the thing. I am not a Mr. Negative when it comes to how I would like to consume my content. That's
so all. You would rather have a happy kind of ending.
Yeah, I would have rather it been this. He saves her not because he wants to do it for selfish reasons, but because the motivation from them was evil. But the motivation from them wasn't evil, and she would have done it.
But this, I guess. This is the question I asked Matthew in the last episode too. Is like, would you do what Joel did if you're like?
Oh yeah, I think the answer is yes.
Yeah,
I think it. I empathize with the character. I'm not. I'm not sitting here throwing stones.
Oh yeah.
This is a very parallel to Bible characters like Peter denies Jesus, or like just famous betrayals in movies and TV shows. This is a very common trope. So I don't think it's crazy to go like, oh my gosh, would I sacrifice the whole world for my daughter? Yeah, I think that's a pretty layup of a question. The reason that this goes to the nth degree of negativity for me is he's shooting people with their hands up. He's shooting doctors that are trying just to do something. The girl herself makes it very clear on the front end of this as we finish what we started, which was her, and that's a very intentional line. It is put there strategically that the audience knows this is what she would want. She would want to be that person because her life has been garbage, and now she has to live her life longer in a garbage world because this guy won't let her off the hook.
So
he won't let her go.
He doesn't want to leave his daughter. He doesn't want. I get that.
Well, she's not his daughter. That's the thing. The irony is she's not even his daughter. She's a person that he fell in love with, but he made a mistake. This is it's layered, right, with the whole acting situation.
Yeah.
He is making up for the sin of episode 1, which is again the amazing arc in this. The arc of just like coming from episode 1 to this episode, and you're like, wow, the writing really crushes it. But again, the negativity for me is just tough. And I think that was just the story to begin with. There's nothing this episode could have done differently in the context of what this story is for me to go, wow, what a great story. Yeah. It is a great story, but for me to go, wow, what a positive, great story.
Yeah. Well, my final prediction, I guess, for this whole, and I want to hear what you think about it. Because you obviously know the ending in season 2.
I don't know the ending. I just know one big thing that happens.
Okay.
That I have I don't understand how they're gonna do they have to do it. I don't know how they're gonna do it.
Well, my theory is that, and this has been my theories kind of since the get-go of the whole season, is that either the Fireflies or Fedra are going to get a hold of Ellie. They're going to find the cure. And then when they find the cure, it's going to be a huge power grab within basically the whole society, because they're the one that has the cure. They're the one that has the power to cure people. And then Joel, like we saw in the last episode, is going to fight like HE double hockey sticks to get on over to find his girl, and that, I don't know if that's going to be next season. I think next season's probably going to be more about Ellie finding out about what Joel did. to the Fireflies, and basically them trying to run, or him trying to run away, and then Ellie finding out more about it.
Mhm.
But I think they I don't know if next season, I don't know, but they could possibly take it to that extent if they wanted to. I don't know if they, maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, I think next season will be one of Ellie figuring out her role in this world.
Yeah.
Figuring out her role after this massive decision that for the rest of her life will shape her. And processing her role as a hero. And as this, like, now I have this ability. What is my responsibility with this? To use the hero trope, with great power comes great responsibility. What is the purpose I have with this? I believe they will use elements from season 2 of the game, or the second game. But I also think that Druckmann's going to do his own thing in some ways. And that was what was cool about this season for people like Zane and Isaac, the guys that I know that have played this game. They all said, like, hey, we're getting backstory to things we've never known. So this rewards anybody that watches this. And that's why I love it. I think I didn't get that experience, but I really appreciate that it really cared about people that played the game, but also it cared about the furthest out person. And I was the furthest out person in this, and I have deep respect for that.
Yeah. Well, Max, yet again, it's been such a pleasure to have you on.
Yes,
and hearing your perspective on things is mind blowing. Way better than Matthew's. I'll tell you what, Matthew.
Don't you tell me.
He's got some problems. But thank you, and you are welcome back anytime you want. And
we're gonna return the favor. We want you guys on our show. As far as we're concerned, the GG Nation is part of. They're an extended part of the Infinity Bros.
We're like the little bros. I feel like we are the.
You're the Guardians of the Galaxy. You're off doing your own thing.
Yeah,
in the galaxy.
But yeah, okay, yeah, you're right. You
what
know
I like about you guys.
Oh gosh, my cat's
waiting for the big crossover.
You know, that'll be a fun day. You know, us hanging out the basement. Got our neon lights in the back, just enjoying it. Sipping a couple beers, brewskis in the back.
Brewskis with the boys, right?
Oh, love it. Yeah. Before we go, I was asked to ask you one question, and that was about your deck. I don't know any.
This is stupid.
I don't know anything about that, but I was asked.
You know exactly what that's about.
I don't know. I'm sorry.
Stupid. It's the dumbest bit.
And Matthew loves it.
He eats that up.
Yeah, he does. He really does. Yeah, thank you, Max. And thank you, everyone, for listening. And we will be back next week. Hopefully, Matt will make his trip back from Hawaii. And yeah, guys, have a good old weekend. And I'm going to hit the old outro. See you guys. Peace.
Thanks for listening to the Double G Show. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to our YouTube channel at the Goof and Goober Show. And why don't you check out our Instagram page at the Goof and Goober Show for even more content and drop a follow. Thanks again, and have a wonderful